Well now, doesn't that look nice? Doesn't it look so pleasant and nice? But you see, I have a personal philosophy. I say, bah humbug to niceties. I wag my fire poker at it. I don't like to sit in the pleasantness, not at all. I much prefer a wintry experience. It more so fits my speed. You do understand, don't you? If you don't, I'm sure you haven't got a penny. But if you do, I'm sure you have more than adequate means, like myself. This is more the scene I prefer. I will hack away at this fluffy nothing with my fire poker. I will trudge to my throne, whatever the consequences may be. Because it's day 73. And it also happens to be Pie Day. I don't give anyone else a slice of my pie. Those paupers. Insolence. I prefer my pie whole and for myself, thank you. Always tea as well. Wash my hands in the snow, you know. There's only one kind of tea, and it's Earl Grey tea. Speck of lemon, one for the homies. 73 indeed. Bah humbug to poetry. But it is Pie Day, and I will indulge in a whole pie now and again. Yes, I didn't want to be at that pleasant fireplace. What a waste. I candle my carries. I must be going balmy. I always carry my candle in my waistcoat pocket. Don't you? It's because I see ghosts sometimes, you know. So that's where I carry. I'm doing everything in the wrong order. Blast. Don't lose the fire poker. Those feet of snow. Maybe I'll need it in an ominous way over here. Huh. I do enjoy ever so being ominous, you know. It's one of my favorite pastimes. I had to work by candlelight for the last 4 hours and 50. To bust out these nifty pieces of paperwork. Imminent eviction. Take out my very historically accurate pen here. Eviction. Complete. Here's another one. Oh, they live right down the street from me. Imminent. You have 1 day was the other option. Nay, nigh to that. Here's another one. Pending for this second. That was another option to have 10 seconds, but we vetoed that immediately. This final one, that's for my cousin. He's a wretch. Always avoiding work. Always avoiding. He avoids it. He avoids the salt and grit of a real man crunching numbers. This one was for yesterday. We were thinking of giving him until sundown, but no, that silly clown. He'll be out right away. I must say, I feel better now. Now that you get an eviction notice, you get an eviction notice, you get an eviction notice, you get an eviction notice. You have exactly 10 seconds to get out. One more sip of tea. I'm doing some high-stakes stunts, you know, on this Pie Day. This is symbolic. That's what the artists call it. Symbolic, this thing right here. I've been envisioning it all day. It's where the vision for the poem came from. Oh yes, it's working quite as I want it to, except I want you to feel closer to me. So we're going to make that oh! I feel silly not showing you my best accoutrement, because money waits for no one, and payment must always be made on time. Yes, you know, so I keep it very close. Make sure I'm kicking out people at the exact moment they haven't paid. Oh, we're going to zoom and back away. So I've made a throne. Oh, too close, isn't it always a vulgar comedy? It's a vulgar comedy. Yes, much better. So, I got the inspiration for this poem today by looking out on this huge mound of snow and thinking it looked a bit like a throne. So for this Pi Day, day 73, I give you a poem making my hands quite cold, I assure you. It's okay, guys, don't worry, it's actually me, Teal, and I'm gonna read you the poem like this. Just had to prove my point, you know, because the poem is making examples of Ebenezer Scrooge, so it can't be done in his voice. But I wanted to scare you quite and stay in it for as long as possible. I've actually always wanted to play that character. Anybody want to let me? Let's do a whole production. It'll be great. But you can't be what you're not anymore. It makes me sad. I want to be an old man in a play. Is that okay? Isn't that okay? That sounds great. Let's be ballsy. Let's do it. Ebenezer got his money by being ballsy, you know. Just want you to appreciate that my pants are suspendered. Old man suspendered up to my nips. I feel very much like Ebenezer, though, especially with this hat. It's from the 1800s and made of real beaver. My parents fought over it for a number of years, and so I said, it's mine. Problem solved. It's my hat now. So I will bring you this poem, day 73. Happy Pi Day. Just so you know, it's very wet now, but Teal always shares her pie. I'll always share my pie with you. You can come over. Woo, my candle. Lighting the snoo on fire. You can come over. You can have pie. I mean, once we all get vaccinated. But I'm just saying, if I have pie to share, it will be shared. Whoa, there's a flurry. There's a flurry. Attacking all my electrical equipment. It's okay. We're going to make it. Here we go. We got to make it. Here we go. My hands are getting cold. I'll tell you that much. I'm putting this one in the pocket. Here we are. Today's poem is called Scrooge Doesn't Meddle in Truth or Absolutes. He sits on an ice throne like a shriveled brute. It takes a deadly virus or several feet of snow at least to slow people down even a small degree. And even then, they'll be so pent up, they'll try their luck and risk getting killed or sick or stuck or crushed just to keep their routines moving and their poor, pliable human egos seen and fed. Pretty reliable sense of dread I develop when the news tells humans not to do something, and I can just hear the households of the emboldened bellowing at the television, "You can't tell us what we can and cannot do," as they've already set upon the decision to prove their grit and salt and worth by choosing energetic assault and shit behavior when things get their absolute worst. Please understand, I'm the first to want to diverge from the predictable and stale, but not when failing to obey the rules could result in death or dismemberment. There's only remnants left of our general empathetic care for one another. Under the cover of TV taglines, we let ourselves believe we're doing just fine. And it seems there's no line the bulk of these folks aren't willing to cross. I know it isn't a total loss. Believe you me, I'm great at noticing the flecks of mica in the mud, but I do think our general human unity took a pretty big thud into the sludge of It's all about me. I don't give a fudge about all y'all mentality. It's tacitly implied, the idea that if we all just tried and cared even a hair more, we'd improve vastly and have a much, much better, less rapidly burning horizon. Yet most people still empathetically deny that there's any need to keep that proverbial eye on anything other than their own damn prize. Now it barely gets a rise out of me to see people out there being blatantly, selfishly rude, because I've gotten so used to it that even my internal reactions are skewed. Still kind of feels like I'm feuding with the masses. It's not even about how full or empty we view our perceived glasses anymore. It's how much of that guy's liquid can I swindle to get my glass so full that it's spilling, even if it's killing that other guy's whole family. It's sheer insanity, but it's real. How can I steal your kindling to make my fire huge? Huge, it's huge, it's huge. Just exactly like Ebenezer Scrooge, not caring that the result is no fire and freezing for the man lower down in the ranks. Old Scrooge, before he saw the scary view of his fate, would have shanked sweet Cratchit to get a little more jing. But if Ebenezer lived today with some 21st century bigwig bling, he'd surely refuse to wear a mask or give a shit about anyone else. Here's the thing. I don't think that even after that scary Reaper future dude gave him the lowdown and told him that Tiny Tim died of COVID, that he caught from his dad, who caught it from Scrooge, who viewed COVID as a hoax, and then even had the ghost show him his own grave as a result of the same boastful idiocy. Even after seeing present reality and truths of the past, I think modern day Scrooge would just tell the Reaper dude to kiss his ass and yell about how he's free to do as he pleases, and he wouldn't cover his sneezes or apologize for a damn thing. Just go back to making all those poor folks' pocket change sing for him and flinging around his unearned power and scouring his little black book for the next insider trading deal. I don't think the play or the movie would feel quite the same if I'm being realistic, because I think in 2020, Scrooge would be full-blown, self-focused, borderline bloodlust nihilistic. And that's putting it simplistically, because even idealistically for a guy that cruel, he'd also have been buds drooling over sick gains with Dump and Epstein, and I don't even have to put us in stage directions there, because the audience just knows what I mean. He screws everyone royally. End fucking scene. And no, it wasn't just a dream. All those spirits who saw clearly that one man can actually ruin the world and tried to warn him really did come via full-blown portal visitation. And Scrooge just said, fuck it, and went on vacation in Florida, where the bars kept the poisoned liquor flowing the whole damn time. It's fine, it's fine, it's fine, it's cool. Place your bets here, cast your nets here, digress and forget and whet your appetites here. Steer clear of pesky consciences. Steer clear of pesky consciences. Fuck what the experts said. Rip off that restrictive mask. You got your own head to think about. Filling it, getting it, letting it check out of all accountability. Go on, silly, awkward ass, hump that poor girl over there and grab her tits, give it a whirl. They'll still let you on Saturday Night Live a month later, because as per the ghosts, every fuck-up dick deserves at least another dozen chances, just because his lack of a moral compass continually enhances the probability of someone else getting hurt. Well, let's just warn him about all the worst-case scenarios and low-blow ripple effects and neglect and that inevitable hearse moment, with none of the onlookers mourning, but rather cheering. And that still won't make a clearing or clarity or decency in his mind. But try one more time and make sure his pockets are good and stuffed and lined all the while, just in case he needs more. The vile fiend. This whole mega-loaded, super undeserving dick with a million shots to get it right saga sure is a bore to me. You can beg and implore people with plenty of brain cells left to just do what's best, which is the right, undisputably right thing to do. And they'll still say the sky ain't blue, baby, it's vermilion. And maybe that same defiant asshole will suddenly become a billionaire because of some dumb idea he dared to steal from his college roommate's desk. And you already know the rest, because it happens even in the best of circumstances all the time. Meanwhile, people with pure hearts, actions, and intentions who very seriously do not have a fucking dime. And then heartless pricks who help and fix nothing and flick their boogers in the general direction of basic goodness and still do better than fine, even while stealing the chicken just to get the eggs and committing reckless crimes. These twisted minds seem really good at finding the perfect moment to cash out and tout their control over the fumbling, shaky sliver of a foothold we have left on this entire whole-ass planet and its outcome. Or, fun's over, fiery end. We can't just make pretend anymore that millions of people with really fancy degrees haven't told us exactly what the fuck to do if we want our great-grandchildren, or even maybe our grandchildren, to be able to just simply breathe. And we seize every opportunity to do the opposite. We go to the gender reveal party with the big balloon, and then they're popping it to show if it's gender fucking ancient history pink or blue, definitively proving that we are boring as shit. But does anyone standing there cheering about whether it will or won't have tits care if it's even given a chance to live? Like, actually though, why do we keep acting like we don't know what we totally know? We completely neglect all wisdom foretold. We hold all the keys to make it right, but we still want to have our human cockfights and all-night engine revving and sports betting and plastic trash. We're determined to thrash in all the mistakes of the past rebooted and just historical shit scooted along the entire carpet again and again and again. We put human children in fucking animal pens. We cannot see through the lens that the spirits of past, present, and future have sutured to our fucking eyelids, that they might give us the benefit of the doubt, that some of us might not doubt the clear-ass picture right in front of us, and instead decide to bust up the idiot party and get this right way started already. We could steady this quaking, shaking, life-taking catastrophe, but we want to bitch instead about what is and isn't making us free. I'll tell you a surefire way that we won't be free at all. If we have no planet and we trash this holy ball we stand on. We demand our 3-day expedited delivery, but your Amazon thongs won't be worth a damn if the home of humans is gone. Like, so long everything. Your Vitamix blender, your sex swing, your butt accentuating pants to make fucking reaction TikToks about, your pout enhancing snake venom lip gloss, your salad tossing tongs, your youth prolonging crazy expensive serums, gadgets and gadgets and gadgets to wear out your thumbs on, your fast fashion and your bonbons. It'll be a strong wake up call if it all falls into a pit that we saw opening and reacted by dun, da-da, not doing shit about it. Reacted by not doing shit about it. So there's my poem, day 73. Lottie fucking D, it sure is cold. Let's give you a good live view here of my bottom. How is it? Pretty wet, not as bad as I thought. This is a great, like, I am a G. I am Scrooge the G-man, respect me. Just walk around with this thing all the time. It was a fun day 73. I enjoyed it very immensely. Whew. I just wanted to give you a chance to see this. I hope you can't see it. Yes. Yes, you can't see it. I just wanted you to see how perfectly this eviction notice, it landed in the snow so delightfully. Eviction notice, clink. Don't worry, I'll pick them all up. Would never litter like that. I'm no Ebenezer, mind you. But yeah, that just came to me today whilst a fire was being made and tended to. I looked at the snow table and I thought, by gee, golly willikers, that sure looks like a throne. And I don't think you can see it as well as I can, but it rarely looks like a throne now. So my hands are pruning, they're so wet and cold, so I shall warm by the fire now. Happy Pie Day. Oh, can she reach it, ladies and gentlemen? Can she reach it? It's going to be hilarious. Happy snowy pie day. I really hope that you have some pie if you're in this insane storm, because if you don't, then you're screwed. You're not getting pie. This was just a little baby one I had that I was saving for this moment and didn't even know it. So don't worry, I won't evict you. I think we all should be equal, actually equal, not freaky people living in $80 million mansions while other people live in trash. Not that sort of equal. The sort of equal where we're equal. So it's very cold, very, 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 very cold indeed. Here's tickling your nose. Here's to my favourite part of the whole endeavour, which my fingers don't really work anymore, but make sure you're on time for everything. Everything has an order, you know. Nah, fuck it. Dance. With whatever time you gots to dance. See you for more on day 74. Love, Teal, and Scrooge. Have a good time.